world, and say why music. Hello world, and say why music, and you can roll with it or refuse it. I say hey, way to the world, this is my day. Something like BK, have it my way. This is my time, I'ma shine so much.
We did it!
Dude.
He'd be the one that called Timo Peach, everyone.
That's right. He is. And he is almost certainly Mr. A.Y. Young. And this is... It is...
Roadshow.
Yes,
and
it
this
is.
is the show. This is the only show designed to empower you, to change your world, our world with us, right? We're here to shape a healthier future for the planet, man. And our mission is to turn the people of the world, humans, or like outlets, as I like to call everyone, right? And bring everyone into this battery to power change, like charged, using the universal language of music.
That's right, my friend. Now, he is in the US, I am in the UK, and we are both musicians and creatives passionate about transforming the world and encouraging you to feel like you can be part of that too. We found our confidence, our playful creativity through making music, and this will be some of his music.
If it's true, then I'll find my way to you. Hey, darling, yeah, I love you. Hey, mom, don't know drama. You the one I need when my heart beats now. I'm on my knees. Stop breathing.
Yes, we have so many cool guests here today. I think this is some of his music.
How big do you wanna be? How big do you wanna be? How big do you wanna be? Tell me how big. How big do you wanna be? How big do you wanna be? How big do you wanna be?
We'll rule the galaxy.
It's the new single. It's out now. Just saying, how big, Momo Tempo. Now, we have found our passion through silly things like that, but we want you to feel that you can plug your passion into making change. Find your confidence, your creativity, your part in the great story of now. So we're asking, what's your passion? Because, why is that, my friend?
Yeah, because we believe everyone in the world is an outlet for change. You, me, the big corporations, whatever. And it doesn't matter how big or how small. And we're here to literally, get the world plugged in. Battery Tour is kind of like an outlet for people to plug in and connect to their passion. You know what I'm saying? No matter who they are. We're here to inspire you to do two things, right? Do one thing differently, take an action, empower and support this change.
Do that one thing differently. Now, he is, if you didn't know, my colleague here. He is UN Young Leader for the USA. Just saying. And I am essentially his Alfred. I'm here to keep his fluids up, make sure he has everything, keep his Roomba serviced. And I'm just wondering, sir, whether you would like some of... It's this way around, isn't it?
Wouldn't mind if I do. For some reason,
here we go. There we are. Say yes. Oh, that looks very, very good indeed. And that's... I gave you all of it by the looks of it. That's disappointing. Anyway, I hope it's good for you. So, who have we got on the show today, man?
Oh my gosh, where in the world are these freaking people, bro? Where in the world? Dang it, Phil!
Phil, now would be the perfect time to run the
Global Goals Cast from the east to the west. I said, can you guess where the Global Goals Casts are from this week?
Because they could be basically from anywhere.
I mean, yeah, dude, like pretty much anywhere.
paying you anywhere near enough for anyway. So yes.
Entering the stage at the Global Goals Music Roadshow, the one and only Luke Cohen. What's up, bro?
Good to be here with you guys. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you okay, man. Luke, welcome to the show. That was a very, while we're mucking about, you just were beautifully cool and hey, yeah, like a proper musician, not some silly couple of show-offs. Luke, where in the world are you, man?
I'm in Austin, Texas at the moment. Yeah. Life brought me here. It's a whole kind of culture bubbling up.
Is the traffic a bit better this week?
Yeah, now that South by Southwest is over for sure. Yeah, it was a bit of a madhouse for.
And Luke, man, I mean, tell us just real quick, you know what I'm saying? Who are you and what do you do, man? What do you do?
Yeah, it's been a long road. So my background is actually as a healer. I had a healing crisis when I was 22, so kind of forced me to get on a path to learn how to take better care of myself. I think I grew up in a lot of the same kind of culture a lot of us do, with a lot of pressure to be self-destructive and how that translates in the culture. So I went on a kind of wild road that brought me into a lot of cool places and met a lot of amazing souls and helped me repair my body, my spirit, and everything. And so I got really good at that through osmosis, working with these master level healers and mentors. I learned how to do that. So I started doing that with people. And what I saw was really missing was like really tight knit community, and that community was where it's at. So I started a production company in New York in early 2000s, like 2009-ish, 2010. We ended up amassing a really beautiful, diverse community from all these different subcultures. And we would party and celebrate in a sober way under one roof, mainly through dance and ceremony and kirtan, all these kind of mixed cultures to share. Like, and you forget you're in New York. You come out, you'd be like, oh my God, where am I? You know,
I love it. We'll circle back to that. I've got lots of questions, man.
Oh, sure.
Do you think, mate, we should probably pull in our next guest? Please welcome to the Global Goals I'm supposed to be a voiceover. We can edit that out. Please welcome to the Global Goals International Music Roadshow, the one and only Jessica.
Jesse's
girl.
Hello. I'm in love with Jesse's girl. What's up?
Not much. We apparently have an Austin theme today.
Wow. Austin.
Yes.
Amazing.
Well, I mean, first of all, tell people who you are and what do you do. And I know, we got a lot to talk about because I heard, you're in scouting. What's up, though?
So I am the Assistant Director of Support Services for the Capital Area Council here in Austin, Texas. And I do our STEM education, environmental education, managing our properties, or at least the environmental side of them, and just inspiring young minds through the scouting program.
Wow.
Very good.
Wow. The Capitol building in Austin's really special. It's like a cathedral, the center of it. We just did a global meditation there with unify.org a couple of weeks ago. We took over the whole inside there.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah. And Timo, this is really cool because like we have a surprise guest. He wasn't really going to be on here, but Jessica, the work that you do in education is actually what brought me linked me with this really special person, musically too, an incredible talent. So I want to introduce my man KM one time for the good time. What's up, brother? Hello.
Hey, how you doing? How everybody's doing?
Hey, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
Bro, it's super crazy because to be honest, being a healer, Luke, is educational to a degree. You even talked about you kind of educate yourself essentially, and it went down this path. And we've got Jessica here, who's an educator for the Scouts and STEM, and then you on the music side, got plugged in, because of education. And what we're doing. Tell people who you are and what you do, man, and maybe even answer how important is education in general to you, bro?
Hey, well, my name is KM. I do music, and I'm a Latino artist. Besides that, I have a radio show. It's by education, you can say it. I like to let the young people know you can make anything happen in your life as long as you positive and you want to do it. Anything can happen. So basically, one of the things that I like about the project, the AY, uh, make me part of it, is because it's about education.
Yeah.
And the things that project, like I told him, besides I do music, I do videos for another artist too. I do like fields too. And
Yeah.
when we got together with this project, he was talking about education. So when I thought about education, it was also to involve to the doctors that they do a lot for everybody, for the people that sometimes we don't look at them that they're the heroes that we need more of those people in this life. So when I wrote this, I don't know if he want me to explain what I did, but it's something that he want me to.
No, you're good. No, you're cool, and we can dive into it more. I mean, I just think it's really cool that I'm seeing already a thread with the 2 or 3 people here, right, Timo,
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful to see the perspective of artist, of healer, of educator right now. I mean, I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I wrote this some thinking board, but what Latinos we think for us it's like a tradition. We always give focus when we got a couple of words. I'm not a how do you say I don't go to church. I'll be honest. I'm not a Christian. I consider myself Catholic a little bit, but when I wrote this song, I believe some words that we always use the Latino. It don't matter what you go through. Always believe on God, and God is always gonna help you.
Mm.
One of them things that I put on the word, I mean on the rap. The second one is it don't matter what wall you bump to it, as long as you trust God, that wall is gonna knock down. So it's a lot of
Mm.
things that the Latinos we know the maybe you're going through hard stuff, but it make you heal. That's what the word you say. It heal you a little bit better, make you feel better, and those type of words. So the other one,
Yeah.
the ones that I use, basically, what I use basically, I got focus in how do you say, like a story that you can say about a guy that went to coma, and the ones that make them back to life is the doctors, because the doctors they do everything, and it's one of the things that I would respect for them. They're always there. They lead their family. They do everything just for people that you can say they don't even know, but
Yeah.
they really feel. I don't know that much English. I'm trying
Yeah.
the
No,
more
you're
as I
doing
can.
good. I feel you, dog.
Yeah.
So
I think, bro. I think your theme is of faith and believing in yourself is huge, and I think knowing what your passion is and knowing what your why is can drive you in life to be able to to like make an impact. And so I
Yeah.
mean, that's why you're here. And I think
You know what I was going to say, man.
yeah,
It's this when you were saying KM about I'm not a Christian and yet higher power. I've rediscovered the word reverence during my journey into sustainability, and the idea that spirituality's walls are kind of breaking down.
yes,
And a lot of the walls of faith are kind of becoming more porous or transparent, so we can
mhm,
all share a lot more language and a lot more conversation, and
yes,
and so much kind of openness to other and something else, and a reverence for life. I
mhm,
found coming out of me much more, even though I'm a silly person. I mean, I'm thinking of this is the theme is healing going on right now, isn't it, man?
yeah, exactly. So that's why I told Ed if they let me roll this thing that I know music is not but a language. Music it can heal people, and you don't understand what it's about.
Yeah,
But if we put a little bit of thing that everybody would go through, and everybody's heals and is education at the same time,
yeah,
because and maybe we get to make the video. Is you're gonna see a video guy that went to coma and come back to coma and graduate. So we put in the video, we put in the doctors, and we put in the teachers that make the students get better or be better in life.
yeah,
doctors and teachers in the same breath. I agree, and seeing images from you know, the front line, the things going on in places like Ukraine, very much on our mind in Europe. And doctors are having to follow that, like you say, that path to heal, and that keeps them in harm's way trying to heal. Jessica, I see you definitely nodding along there about education and healing.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm also thinking just also how much people do to heal the earth, and how music is helping heal the earth.
That's a good link.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of our work is, one of my main job focuses is dealing with an endangered species and helping bring it back from the point of extinction on one of our properties. So we,
what's the animal?
It is the endangered Houston toad. We work with the Houston Zoo and Texas State to help Head Start, which means the toads are raised in the Houston Zoo. Are there at least laid as eggs, and then we put them out on 2 pieces of our property, and they hatch and hopefully survive and thrive. And I believe we're actually seeing a rebound of the species, at least in our county.
Wow,
that's amazing. That's amazing.
You know, what's interesting is like people would hear that and be like, oh, whatever, no big deal. But if you're tuned in, you understand that like every single creature has its role within an ecosystem to create a balanced ecosystem. So the toads are doing something that's someone's food, which, you know, through the whole natural intersect, you know, how deeply interconnected all of life is, like that one toad is probably making a huge difference in a whole Texas ecosystem that we don't know about.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's a big deal. So epic.
No, that's super tight. Every creature has a role in the ecosystem. I mean, that is an incredible statement. And like, I mean, when I'm looking around the room here, you know, the role of a healer, the role of music, like, you know, Jessica, or I know we got to keep going to a couple more things, but like, as you're you know, you talk about STEM, that's what science, technology, you know, as you're educating the future of the planet, like what are you seeing, like what the role that you're playing in creating our future, like how does that make you feel? What are you seeing from our next generation of leaders and teachers, dreamers? What are you seeing?
Out of our next generation of leaders and dreamers, I am seeing a huge variety and an opening of what is acceptable and what they can do. There were things that when I was young, it's very rigid, this or that. And our youth nowadays are seeing this whole spectrum in so many ways, whether it be what they study, who they are, how they can impact the world. And that is just amazing to watch the ideas and theories that they're having just blossom in ways that we didn't think would in 10 years ago.
No, I totally agree. And I'm getting this message, I think, Awa, you might be as well. All the people I'm talking to around the world in different settings, whether they're high up in corporate or down at street level, they're just starting to say, oh, people are starting to get it. And whatever that it is, something's breaking through. And that language of being able to mix things up is some sign of hope, I think. Yeah.
Totally. And I want to ask, I got so much to ask you and talk to you about, Luke. I got, but I think overall we should ask him a question overall.
There's a question. I think we should probably ask this question at this point.
What goal are you most plugged into? Seriously, we need to know what goal you like. And I know he's gonna say, but let's do it. This is a rapid fire. 20 seconds. KM, what goal you most plugged into and why?
Okay. Sorry. I don't know what happened. I guess I lost the whole conversation. I just came back.
Dang. Okay, dude. Of all the sustainable development goals, which goal are you most plugged into? And then tell us why in 20 seconds. Go. I mean, I assume this because all you talk about is education. So I'm just stopping this.
Yes, you can say education is one of the things that I really care about, and it's another one's about air too, about life. It's a lot of things that we can, especially us, we do music, that we got the power to communicate or let the other peoples know, we should care more about the world. Because basically we be seeing things, like the cold weather, the hot weather. I don't know if y'all look a little bit more like 3 years
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially in Kansas, 3 years behind. It used to stop snowing February or January. 2 years
Yeah.
ago it went to March. Now last year it went to April. So it's not
Yes.
because
No,
Well, that could.
I'm totally with you, bro. And that's the effects of, I think, of what people say is climate change. And it'd be interesting to know more people's perspective, even in this room now, on that. I'll pass it to Luke. Yo, Luke, what's cracking? What goal you most plugged into and why? What's up?
Yeah, when I filled out the form, I hit like 7 goals. So I'm gonna give a little bit of a more nuanced answer, because what I'm focused on is global culture change. Because we need a culture that's actually aware of all the goals to begin with.
He's bang on brand. He's bang on brand.
And culture informs the value systems, which inform the behaviors,
Yeah.
which, as we know, our behaviors add up and accumulate. So for me, it's always been culture. That's one of my primary archetypes, is to influence the culture. So that's what I'm focusing on. And the culture will naturally inspire people to take action on their specific role that they can participate in and vibe on.
Luke, you are tapping into a big thing for me, which is the goals are missing a goal, and it's art. Why? Because art is all about creating new ways of seeing, and that's the root of everything.
Yes.
So, yes.
You just made Timo so happy.
Let's go.
Okay,
But, Jessica,
I know mine's low. Okay, Miss Jessica, we gotta ask her. We gotta keep the show rolling. Phil, we're getting going, bro. Yo, Miss Jessica, which goal and why? What's up?
Either education or life on land. And just a shout out, I even have them on my shirt today.
I want one of those.
I see. Well, why? Tell me. Just talk a little bit about both for you. Yeah.
What was that?
Talk a little bit about both then. Why for you though? Life on land is interesting. I know education, you're obviously doing STEM, but tell me a little, why life on land for you?
That's all about conservation. Life on land, whether it's be conservation or sustainability. If we're not going to live with all of the different creatures and the environment on Earth, we're not going to have a place on it.
yes.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Pretty crucial.
Pretty crucial. Look, I think my colleague AY, I'm thinking we should probably take a little look at your backstory, how you, as an artist, as a music maker, as a healer and an entertainer, perhaps, how did you arrive at this position as a young leader? Should we see some of your backstory?
Yeah, we should. But one more. Let me ask one more question. I just want to ask Luke one thing. It's interesting, Luke. There's a lot to unpack with you, definitely, bro. We have a lot to talk about, but I really like what you're talking about with the culture part, the music part, and then you're a healer. This is what I'll say. There's been a rise of depression and all this stuff through the pandemic, and suicide, and all of this stuff, and like, it almost feels to me, it's funny. I wrote this idea for a song, or we got the demo for Goal 11. It's the goal about sustainable cities or whatever. But I feel as if the world is kind of crying out in some way, like as if we're deeply hurting or missing healing. Like, what are your thoughts? Just what do you feel energy wise? What do you think the world could use more of? Just a random question.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I think there is a deeper theme around that, and what I would say is that the planetary culture, our global society as it stands right now, is going through a healing crisis or a dark night of the soul. And so, what happens when people are getting they're getting initiated? So, an initiation is when we're moving from one identity or behavior structure or value system into a totally new one, through the osmosis of choosing something that we wouldn't naturally like chosen, like the death of a parent, the divorce, surviving a car accident, a peak spiritual experience of oneness or timelessness. These things are starting to happen to everyone. And the pandemic, I think, was a global initiation that sparked that healing process for the collective. And so we actually we got to pause enough to really see what we value and where our work is. Like, so for some people in the mental health sector, it's like, okay, like I got this depression in my lineage, or I got this alcoholism in my lineage that goes back generations of unprocessed trauma. So all the trauma is actually coming up. We can't hide from it. We can't suppress it. We can't try to control it anymore. It's really coming up to be met and to be seen and alchemized and actually have the harder conversations, I think. And so it's kind of a broad stroking response, but like the way that I understand trauma and the way that I work with trauma myself and with others is like that's something that's universal. It's actually good news, because when we become trauma informed as a collective, we're like, wow, everyone has their little piece of the collective wound. They have their unique version that we're all carrying some version of, and that can create more empathy, compassion, understanding, communication, and universal language, music around what it's going to take to shift from a traumatized society that's been trying to control life into a more harmonious one, because that one's naturally in alignment with the environment.
I totally agree. That everyone's got that little fragment of the trauma. Trauma is what we're talking about, and that's why AY and I believe so strongly in play and embodying things and moving ourselves into different experiences, because we're talking about the deepest things in this conversation always. Trauma is what we're facing on multiple fronts. Hold that thought. That's lovely. I'd really quite like to share some of AY's journey now and sort of getting into how we got here and why you did get into this, man. Shall we do that?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's well said. Yeah.
I thought so. Let's roll VT.
Where did this come from, or why are you doing what you're doing? Like, why are you trying to change the world or bring the world together? I watched my dad change the neighborhood block by block.
Police say a Kansas City couple has reshaped community policing.
They have closed more than 700.
I came from a family of people that spent their life powering change.
He's making a name for himself in the music industry and for his commitment to renewable energy.
His name is AY. He's one of 17 youth leaders chosen by United Nations.
AY Young will perform at an inauguration ball for Biden.
AY Young is a name you might want to remember because it's a name some of the biggest stars already know.
I really see my parents in what I'm doing.
Our world is challenged like never before.
All 193 United Nations member states affirm what are known as the UN Sustainable Development Goals.
I get a call from the United Nations. They're telling me about these 17 goals and how they're picking me to be the leader of the youth of America.
I'm here to listen. Don't ask me questions. Tell me what to do. Give me ideas.
This is crazy. My mission is to kind of break down these silos, these barriers, and build bridges to power collective action by bringing everyone together. It's going to be incredible. My work plan's in 3 different phases. I'm going to make an album powered 100% by renewable energy.
Right now, AY Young is working on an album based on the 17 United Nations goals. Major stars like Tech-9 will collaborate.
That's when it's special when you can come to my house and eat. Because we go way back.
When I was in Honduras, it's so crazy. I'm going from village to village, place to place to bring concerts, to bring people renewable energy. Yo, I'm AY with the battery to it. We're here in Honduras. It's beautiful. The people are so genuine. They're so friendly. But it's also a place where, like, you could be killed in a second.
It's become known as the murder capital of the world.
There are 700 million people that are still living in poverty.
The whole premise of your music is about collaboration 100%. And about getting excited. It's about going across the finish line.
I don't think anyone can disagree that everyone needs to have access to energy, water, food. My belief is that everyone in the world, we're all these outlets for change.
Girls Music Roadshow International News Bulletin. Brought to you by top correspondent Timo McNewsface.
Hello, yes, and welcome to the Global Girls International News Bulletin with me, Timo McNewsface. And as more and more reports of difficulty and trauma arise around the world, mental health is a headline issue absolutely everywhere. The news feeds every day are overloading us. And whilst the problem is diagnosed frequently, it is hard to know how to live with the symptoms. I am joined today by people who are going to discuss the idea that the problem, in fact, facing us, and I believe put forward by a terribly wise and talented and reasonably good-looking chap from Bournemouth called Timo Peach, is that art is, in fact, the missing global goal to activate all the others. That does sound jolly clever. Shame no one's heard of him. To discuss this topic, is art the way we can change the world? I am joined first by Jessica and by Luke. Hello and welcome to the Global Girls International News Bulletin with me, Timo Newsfest. Jess, I'd like to ask you first, in your teaching and in your work with environmental issues, do you find storytelling and creativity a help in helping people connect to things emotionally?
Absolutely. In fact, we're seeing with the STEM movement a whole new letter coming in. We're now STEAM.
Yes,
Science,
indeed.
Technology, Engineering, Art, and Math.
That's wonderful, and I was that saves me wanting to correct you and add the A, though I am, of course, editorially impartial because I'm a news reporter and I must remember this. Yes, indeed. And Luke, I have to ask you, of course, as a healer, you must find that emotional truth is absolutely a central part of the work that you are trying to excavate within people.
Yes, absolutely. And just for the record too, I'm also a hip hop artist and poet and bard that's infused in the music. So that's where we connected with A. And so
indeed, as an artist and healer.
Yeah. So absolutely, I think it's a universal language, just like music. You know, I might not be able to relate to someone's worldview or ideology, but I can relate to how they're feeling or why they think what they think or believe what they believe. If they're perceiving harm, if they're feeling out of control, if they're feeling grief, like I can actually connect with that person. But if I get too caught up in the mental, then I'm going to lose them as a person. And that's one of the other things that's going on our planet right now.
Indeed. And of course, in our news cycles, we are preoccupied with solving engineering type problems and political problems and getting in amongst very...
Is that my agent calling?
Yes, I'm getting a call just in. I do apologize to both of you. We're being interrupted by, I think we're being hacked, possibly. Who is that on the line, please? Yes. Is this...
Hello?
It's the local decider. I thought it might be.
Is this confounded thing on? I hate this social media. It's always just trying to figure out...
It's the local decider who is becoming a regular correspondent. Mr. Decider.
I got a question for these little guests you have here.
Indeed, I thought you might.
Well, the Luke guy, he's sitting here high in his horse, talking about healing this and healing that, music this and music that. I'm fine. I'm doing just great. My money's going good. I don't want to kill myself. What are we talking about? Who's depressed? I'm living good. Why should I care?
Well, he's living good. Why should he care? He doesn't want to kill himself. Subtle question. What do you have to say to that, Luke, in particular, first?
First of all, I love how you guys are holding this down and switching up the energy. This is amazing.
Thank you. Just answer the freaking question, okay? I want to know. All these people out here depressed about this, depressed about that. Who cares? I don't even care. Why should I care?
I think we all care deep down. We're just sometimes we're too preoccupied with our own life that we don't have the bandwidth to actually have empathy or compassion or other people's experience.
Indeed.
But we feel it somewhere at some point.
Whatever, Luke. One last question, Timo. This one Jessica lady talking about STEAM, this, that. Why do we have to change the education system? You know, they got kids out here talking about changing the lunches. Everything's been fine how it was. What's the purpose of this?
Change. The world is changing, and if we don't change to keep up with it, we're going to end up being disconnected.
my world's just Timo. These crazy people talking about this and talking about that. I hate this show. It's not even wrong.
Yeah, and we very unfortunately indeed managed to lose the local decider. Their terrible line. Thank you both indeed for joining us on the show. I think it has been very informative, and I can only apologise for the interruption. Thank you, Jessica, and thank you to Luke as well. I have been Timo Newsface on the International News Bulletin of the Global Girls Music Roadshow.
The Global Girls Music Roadshow International News Bulletin. Brought to you by top correspondent Timo McNewsface.
Yo,
Man.
Where's everybody at, bro?
Well, I think we should bring our guests back in, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we should. Jessica, Luke, KM. I mean, this is interesting. And here's the deal, guys. What you guys are saying on the news report. Yeah, I mean, you know, Luke, you said something about, and to me, I got the thread of we're all connected, and that we actually should care about like our brothers and sisters and their mental state and trauma. And you know, I'm gonna bring in an old cast guest. Who's one of the most amazing people I've ever met. Say hello to Debbie real quick. Hey, Debbie!
Hey, how are you? And Timo, hi.
It's good to see you, Debbie.
Good to see you guys again.
Yes, Miss Debbie. There's so many awesome people here. And really quick, maybe you want to tell people just real quick, you know, who you are and what you do. And then I have a cool question for you because we've got music here, we've got art, we've got. Man, Luke is not just healing, but he is.
Oh, sorry.
Oh shoot! Music brought me in.
Okay.
Oh shoot! Can you hear me?
I'm sorry.
No, you're cool. No,
okay, I was a commercial photographer for
yeah, go ahead.
About 45 years, and got to photograph all sorts of people, presidents, and Muhammad Ali. Got to be his personal photographer, and just all sorts of interesting things, and now I am photographing the great AY.
Yes,
I love that.
That's a good segue. That is good. That's a good link.
On brand. We paid her to do that for sure. No, Debbie. Here's I have this question though because
I can't hear you. Uh-oh. What am I doing?
Can she not hear us?
Debbie, we can hear you. Oh,
dude, she can't hear us. That's okay. That's okay. Let's ping pong it back, guys. Go ahead, Timo. I know you got a couple of thoughts.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking. I wanted to hear from Debbie there. Oh, she's come back. I think. Have we got her here?
I don't know if her volume's working though.
Oh, okay. Let's try one more time because I want to. Hello. Can you hear us, Debbie? Just one last time. Can you hear us?
No, she can't hear us.
Okay.
We got to get that together.
Never mind, because she has some great perspectives. She's really met some people. I think we've got such an interesting theme here of where healing, education, and creativity all cross over. They're like different strands of it. KM, you embody that, don't you? Where healing and education and creativity meet.
Yes. I really, well, this project, I really love everything about this project because there's a lot of stuff that we need to care about, from education, from herb, everything, water. I was telling AY a long time ago because I cared. One of the things that we cared in Mexico is water. I'm Mexican. Where I'm from, Acapulco, Mexico. It's one of the specialty things that we always care, water. Because for us, it's not, well, over there in Mexico, because now I live in the United States. But for people where I'm from, it's not like over here that you go in the shower, you turn the thing, and you can shower. Over there is different. You have to get a bucket, get a little can or whatever you can to start shower. It's way different. So I wrote a song when I crossed the border. I crossed the border on the 99. Sorry for saying this. I hope nobody see this.
Your secret's safe with us, mate.
It was like 200,000 people, but we good. But
Yeah. They don't know where I live. No.
You the home, and Luke and I want to
Yes,
say
when I crossed the border on 99.
Cam, yeah. Let me say this though. Like,
yes,
I want to reiterate this for anyone listening. And by the way, this is the Global Goals Music Roadshow, and this is my co-host Timo Peach here. Jessica, glad to have you from the education sector. Luke from the music and healing sector. But Cam, when you're talking about a day we were talking, and I actually didn't know that there are so many like Latin, Latino, Mexican people that really value water. I would have never known that means so much, because we're so close, U.S. wise, to Mexico. And you think, in general, before I started traveling America and the world, I didn't even know how much people in Honduras, Haiti, value water, energy, not having a lack of energy. I think that's what makes being connected so important, and how music can connect us to discover how we are all so similar in general. I just wanted to lay that out there for the group. Something I realized, Timo.
When I saw your video that you sent me from the what you're doing, it really got into me because I really felt that because I really appreciate it was more people like you that really think about us Latinos that go across the border and help people there and even from your country you can say, but you got the heart to go over there and help them. That's what it touched me a lot because when I cross, like I say, when I cross over here, I heard so many stories that people died in the desert, the people need water in the desert, across the desert. So I did this when I went through that, I really wrote some and it is about water. Because most of the people that die in the desert, Latinos that die in the desert, they die because they need water. Because you get to the point that you walk 3-4 days and you don't have no water. So when I wrote that song and it really catch me what he was doing, the putting lights over there, light for people because they need electricity over there. It's really bad. And he was doing that for them. It really touched me. So when I did this song, you can listen to it on YouTube. I got it. It's about water. Most of the people trying to cross the border for a better future, for a better life. We're not trying to cross the border because we're trying to take, like, I guess, so many rules, like people say.
Indeed.
Word.
No, I agree, man. And you're making me think of just a theme of refugeeism there, and how we're all having to move on in a way from our old assumptions and our old stories and our old past lives. And so when more and more of us are being physically moved into refugeeism, whether it's war or increasingly it will be climate change, that's a symbolism for what's going on in the trauma within us, I think.
And it's amazing, having lived in Tucson, we would go 4 and 5 months without a drop of rain. So on top of the people that were having to cross without water, everyone was having to think about and live without, or live with the knowledge that we may be running out of water.
Yeah, it's a big global goals challenge.
It's the most foundational teaching in most indigenous cultures. Every indigenous culture I've ever interfaced with, water is at the center because we all came from it. We were all carried in water before we entered this life.
Yes,
really, we're water babies, right? And so this deep mythos of water is life, of agua de vida, of mini wichoni, is like, if we take care of that, we are taken care of. So the symbiotic relationship between human beings and water, it is the foundational teaching. And our entire society is disconnected from that reality.
Our entire society is disconnected from that reality, and you're using words like mythos and other imagery that relies on art and poetry and emotional language and emotional truth for us to make sense of this stuff, which is truth. And when we don't have that language and we don't have the way to articulate it, we are cut off from truths so badly, we be killing the planet and ourselves from the inside out.
Yeah,
That's
so
my
cool.
2 penneth. I just thought I'd chuck it in.
You know, that's like revolutionary, but that's so true, man. I love how you put that. Like, you know, that makes me think about like, you know, when you talk about being a solar punk, you know, like maybe we all are. Maybe everyone on this, like, what is a solar punk again?
A solar punk is it's a future where you feel you can take part much more, and where we have a balance between tech and nature much more naturally, where things are naturally more decentralized. But it's an aesthetic, artistic movement that's an invitation for you to write the stories of the future and for you to test them up in your everyday life. It's a very low-tech future that's very, very inclusive.
Love
I
that.
mean, I love that, man. I love how you.
Agent calling?
Well, he's...
Oh, and okay. It literally just bounced.
Hello.
Oh no!
Hello. Oh, I am on. I am online. I have been waiting to
Yeah.
be. I have been backstage, just listening to Luke, to KM, all his journey over the phone. I have been listening to Jessica, who educates. Hello.
It's the local rocker joining us. Hello, local rocker. What can we do for you?
I have so many questions. I want to ask Luke something.
Shoot. Nice to meet you, Rocker.
Hello. How are you?
So good. Blessed to be here with you all.
I am so big fan. I must know. I will intro. My name is Local Rocker. I'm 45 with 4 kids and possibly 1 on the way. I have achieved local success in my local area. Locally, because I'm known. Locally, because I've grown. Locally, I even eat local food from local people. I want to know, what do you think about local healing, local impact? How can you make more impact locally?
Yeah, if you wanna start an evolution, start in your backyard. Is a saying, right? So grow your own food. Know who's in your neighborhood, who's in your community, what they need, what keys that they're holding to solutions. Start to build local resilience through, really coming into connection with the people directly around you. We need to bring back village, and how can we bring back village on the planet? But to start right in our backyards.
That is incredibly solar punk. Great answer.
Oh, thank you so much, Jessica. Timo, do I have time for one more?
I think you probably have time, man.
Oh, I mean, Jessica, you are making impact with children, the kids. I am 45. I have 4 kids, possibly 1 on the way. Tell me, making a local impact, how does that feel? How do you do it?
One of our ways is to teach on things, like relate the topics to things they're experiencing right then and that they are experiencing within their community. Make sure that they're doing conservation projects or service projects within their own community so that they're helping those around them.
Oh,
that's excellent.
Thank you. That is all my questions. I love KM's music. I will listen. Thank you.
That's one local rocker. Thank you for joining us. And I think the line's going. Oh, we just seem to have lost him. That's a shame. You never quite know who is going to call in. And there's my man AY. AY, before we got interrupted, you were just about to bring it. You were just about to bring us to a lovely crescendo there. I thought you were summing up.
Guys. Shoot. Yeah. Dang. We're still going.
Yeah, we're still going because you were wrapping it up. You were starting to get. I could feel you getting in the flow.
Yeah, totally. First, Miss Jessica, you rock. Like what you do. I'm hella inspired by what you do. Luke, this because it's. Oh, wait, hold on.
But if you just mute that for a minute, mute it for a minute. Just put the phone over, and we can just wrap up the show. Take it home in an emotional. We can wrap it. What's up? Oh, is it time?
Yeah, it's time to go.
No, I was just thinking if you just jumped in.
Yeah, it's sessions right now though.
Yeah, sorry everyone.
Okay,
He's got to go.
Hey, Julia, if you could just have him for a minute, that would be.
Timo, hold on one second. Can you just shoot him a text message and tell him I'm in the studio right now? Okay, hey Timo, I'm so sorry.
I actually got to roll right now. You can do this, bro. Like, you got this. You can.
Yeah, but I thought you had a momentum going there for a minute, and
we just got to roll. Hey, peace out, bro. I'm out. Oh,
okay, yeah, but if you just make,
I'm sorry,
just for a minute. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, so that is the life of a showbiz change maker. I mean, when the phone rings and the studio's open, I guess you got to go. So, well, there we are. 1 week. 1 week. He'll take it to the end, and I'll leave early. Look, all three of you, thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight. Very quickly, have you got a last thought or a website you'd like to point us at? KM, I'm looking at you. Where would you like to point people to find out more about your work and your music?
They can find me on YouTube. That's the main platform that I always use, or Facebook, Instagram. It don't matter what platform, but if they want to listen to the music, what we got is on YouTube, KM, Colibri Moscow, and you can find all type of music.
Okay, we'll look forward to sharing that around.
Yes, go check it out. Make sure you subscribe.
Okay, cool. And look, he's left so fast there that he's left Julia behind, and the chair spinning. That seems about right. Jess, I'd like to ask you, where can we find out more about your different work, both with the Scouts and with frogs?
Check out Capital Area Council at bsacac.org.
Wonderful and succinct. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been wonderful to meet you. And Luke, man, I've got loads of questions as well, but where would you like to direct us to find out more about your music and the other work that you do?
It all lives on my site, links to my YouTube and videos that I put out, links to Spotify and my music. And then just, if you want to follow my journey in socials, I share a lot of inspiring content. It's all at lukecohen.com, and it's Cohen with a K. That's the one thing, not a C. K as in King, lukecohen.com.
Lovely. Every week we get together with our guests and feel like we could be here for hours sitting around the campfire, and we have to rush off and do other things in a showbiz manner. Thank you for joining us all very much. KM, thank you, man. Goodbye.
Thank you.
You again. And Luke, bless you, mate. Good to meet you. Jessica, thank you so much, lovely. It's been great to meet you. Hey, and that is our show. And have I got my end of the club night piano working? Yes, I have. What have we learned from tonight's show? Well, I think the themes have definitely been, that interesting flow where healing meets creativity. Why? Because art is about discovering emotional truth and tapping into it. That is the central storytelling. And what we've got to do at the moment, more than anything, is write the new songs and stories of us. If we can't picture a different future to the one that we think is inevitable, we won't build it. Right now, around the world, we can think of so many people who are really all over the news and really forgotten in the news. People just down the road who daren't dream of new futures, and those of us, even with water still in the tap, food still on the table, wondering whether we'll still be able to afford it in the coming weeks. None of us wonder how we can build a different future. And that is why we do the Global Goals Music Roadshow. To inspire you to plug in your passion and dare to begin to think that, yes, you can. Another world is possible. Join us next week on the Global Goals Music Roadshow with me, Timo Peach, and my colleague AY Young. I think we should probably punch out with some of his exciting mixes from Project 17. He's been sending me mixes going, yo man, I've done this in the studio this week. Check out the socials for ayyoung.com, where he has been sharing some of his footage being in the studio. I have been Timo Peach. Ciao for now. Tune in next week.
I know that we could be one big happy family, but it's gonna take some time to work this out. I know that we could be one big happy family, but it's gonna take some time to make things right. But baby, I don't need it just 'cause I love you.
to everyone that come between.